Okay, Mirz Hashem, continuing our Limud, Amud Yomi, Yomei, with a lot of Siyata Dishmaya. I sent a lot of different ha'aras from Rav Yoshev Zatzal and others on this Amud, and I'll send again, Mirz Hashem, another piece on the end of the Amud about Mimah Makim. We're in the middle of the whole discussion about Henyak Tileni Lo Yachel, about the Emunah of Cherev Chadam Munachas Al Tzavaro. Very important stuff that comes up, not only now about Emunah and Hashem, also later on in Parshas Vayeshev, the concept of Yosef and how much Emunah you have to have. So the Gemara said, Omer of Chanan, Afilu Bal Chalamos, even if a real Chalom came to you through a Malach and said to you, Omer Lola Adam, he says to him, Machar Umeis, tomorrow you're going to die, Al Yimna Atzmo Min Arachmim, Shnamar Ki Barov Chalamos Va'avalim Udvarim Harbei Ki At Elohim Yarei. That the bottom line is it's Elohim Yarei. And we said a beautiful idea from Rav Yoshev. Go look at the chat. And if you already said at the end of yesterday's Gemara, so what's the chiddush of Rav Chanan? The Gemara continues, and continuing with Chizkiyahu, the Gemara had said that even if it was a Chalom Amiti, and the bottom line is you consider it Hevel and you have to be Boteach B'Hashem. So the Gemara says, Vayasev Chizkiyahu Panav El Akir Vayitpalel El Hashem, and Yeshayahu Perek Lamed. The Gemara says, my kir. Why did Chizkiyahu turn his face to the wall? Amar Shem Ben Lakish, it's a symbolic expression. It means that he davened to Hashem Mikirot Libo. As it says, Me'ai Ochila Kiros Libi Homa Li Libi, Yirmiyahu Perek Daled. Rav Levi Amar Chizkiyahu was miskaving to say, no, I'll iske kir. And this is what Amar Lefanov, he said in front of Hashem, Ribono Shalom, Mashu Namit Shalo Asta Ela in Aliyah of Kir Achad Ktana for Navi of Elisha. And what Hechieta et Bena and resuscitated her child, Avia Ba, Shlomo HaMelech. Shechipa et Hechalo Kulo Bekesav Ezov Alachas Kama Vakama. He should be alive, Laman, his grandchild. The Amar Chizkiyahu, Vayomer Ona Hashem Zchorna et Asher Salachti Lefanecha Be'emes U'Velev Shalem V'Atov Beinecha Asisi. And the Gemara, the pasuk says, Vayef Chizkiyahu Bechi Gadol Yeshayahu Lamed Ches. What is this? Hatov Beinecha Asisi. What's so special? So I'm reviewed the Marav. He was maskir again our schus of Samach Gul Tefillah. Specifically, we mentioned with Netzach Hama, right? And he didn't be like the other malachim. Rav Levi Amar Shagana Sefer Refuos, where everyone was being relying on the Sefer Refuos and not on Hashem. The Gemara continues. Tana Rabbanan Shisha Devarim. There's a chiddush that Asa Chizkiyahu HaMelech Al Shlosha the Chachamim were maskim. Al Shlosha lo hodu lo. Al Shlosha hodu lo that he was ginei Sefer Refuos v'hodu lo. Kitesh Nechash Nechoshes. He smashed the Nechash Nechoshes, that the miracles that happened in Am Yisrael and Parshas Chukas, because they were making it Avodah Zarah. V'hodu lo. Gira Atzamos Aviv. I put this on the chat. The big machlokas Rambam and Tur. Do you have to honor your Aviv Rasha? And diukim based on this Gemara, that Achaz was a big Rasha, and Gira Atzamas Aviv Al Mita Shel Chavoim. So the question is this is part of the giving him, on one level he's not obviously honoring him by megarer, by dragging his Atzamos, but on a certain level it's a Kiddush Shem Shamayim, so maybe, right, that was the discussion in the chat also. But on the other Shlosha Shalo Hodulo, Sasa Me Gichon, he closed up the Gichon springs, the Gichon water. Velo Hodulo, should have had more Emunah. Kitzes Daltot Heichal V'Shigrom, and he sent it to Melech Ashur, should have had more Emunah, Lo Hodulo. And Iber Nisan Ben Nisan, even though it's Nisan, he decided to add it a month. The Gemara says, how could this be? Umilas Leil Chizkiyahu, does he not know the din of HaChodesh Lachem, Rosh Chodashim? That it's Dafka Zeh Nisan, Vein Acher Nisan, Achodesh Hazeh Lachem. So Ella Ta, he made a mistake in the sheet of Shmuel. Shamar Shmuel, because Shmuel said Ein Marvin Shana B'Yom Shloshim Shachodesh on the 30, because Hol V'Roi Lekovo. You can make that day as Rosh Chodesh Nisan. So Chizkiyahu felt whole varoi lo amrin, and we don't say that concept. We don't ma'abir on Yom Shloshim. The Gemara continues now more about Tfilas Chizkiyahu, and says, Omer Rav Yochanan Mishum Rav Yossi ben Zimra Kol Atol your Tefillah or Bakasha B'Schus Atzmo, then Hashem will answer you, but only Tol no B'Schus Acherim. And the opposite is also true. If you have Tznius and your Tole, your Tefillah B'Schus Acherim, then Tol no B'Schus Asmo. Where do we learn this from? Moshe Rabbeinu. Because Moshe, when he asked Mechila from Hashem per Chere Egel, Tol B'Schus Acherim. Shnemer Schol Avram Nitzchak Liyah Yisrael Avadecha Shenishbat Lem Bach Vatadaber Aliyam Bar Zarchem K'chvei Shemaim Chorz Tazos Shemati Ten Zarchem V'Nachalu Le'olam. And we know that the Slichas Hashem was Tolulo B'Schus Atzmo Shnemer Vayomer Lashmidam Lule Moshe Bechiro Amad Ba Peretz Lefanav Lashiv Chamaso Me'ashchis in Tehillim Kovav Chizkiyahu the other way Shatala the Bakasha by B'Schus Atzmo Dechsiv Zechorna which we just read Zechorna Tasher Salachti Lefanacha. And when Hashem answers the Bakasha, is Tala lo b'schus acherim. Shnemer v'ganoti al ir azos lo shia lema'ani uleman David avdi. And he doesn't mention the schus of Chizkiyahu. V'hainu, and this is what Rabbi Shimon Levi was saying. Rabbi Shimon Levi ma'in dechtiv hinei l'shalom mar li mar. What's this double language of mar? Shafilu b'shah sheshiger lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu shalom. And he says that you're going to be what? You're going to get refuah from your machla, still marulo, because Hashem didn't do it within his chus. The Gemara continues. And after we talked about the kir, about shunamit, now we talk about it. It says, Nasena aliyat kir ktana. Right? V'nasim lo sham et amita v'shulchan v'kisei u'menorah v'yabavo elenu yasur sham. When Machlok is Rav and Shmuel, what is this aliyat kir? Charamar aliyah, the second level. Right? A komashniya. Right? On their gag. Pirua haita, and it wasn't closed by a roof. Vikirua, and they made a tikra, and they made a roof. V'chara marno achsar gadol haita. It's like a mirpeset, a sagur mirpeset. V'chaku l'shnayim, they split it up into two. Hainu dichtiv, what it's a kir, right? That it was a kir, right, in the like in that room. Elamanda Amar Sha'aliyah. What is this kir business? The Gemara answers kir is from Lashon kirui, which again they made it into a tikra. The Gemara says Bishlama da Amar Sha'aliyah. This is what it means aliyah. Elamanda Amar, that it is an achsadra. It's this room that they split into two. What is aliyah? So my aliyah, it's mi'ulesh batim. It's not dafka, tall place. Okay, now we continue now again talking about the Isha Shunamit, to what she said to her husband by the Navi Elisha. V'nosim lo sham mita v'shulchan kisei manor amar by v'tema Rabbi Yitzchak. Harotza lehanot. You see from here that if you want to get hana from a person who's giving you hana, yeah, no, and there's no psul by it, like Elisha. That Elisha got this hana from the Shunamit. Ve'en rotza lehanot al yana. As we know by Shmuel Haramasi, that didn't get hana from brios at all. How do we know? Shnemar utshuvato aramataki sham beito, and there he judged Am Yisrael v'im sham mizbeach l'Hashem. And Rav Yochanan shkom makom shaholach sham Shmuel beiso imo. He always took stuff with him not to get the hana from tzibur. And basically, a person you could choose to be like Shmuel, you could choose to be like Elisha. The Gemara continues. Vatomer Elisha. Sorry about the sun for the video today. Vatomer Elisha hinena yadati ki isha Elokim kadoshu over leinu tamid. Amar v'sebar chanina mikan sheisha makeres borchin yoter meish. The Shunamit was makira, her husband, the greatness of the Navi, and it says kadoshu. The Gemara says mina yada. How do we know? Machlok is Rav and Shmuel. Chad amar shelo rata zvuv omed al shulchan. There wasn't a zvuv that came on the shulchan. Chad amar Sadin shal pishtan itzi al mitato. And lo rata carry alav. There was no carry on the sadin, right? Even though it could have been. And the Gemara says kadoshu. So what do we see? Rav Yossi Rav Chanina says that Shunamit was a hint who kadosh, but his misharet gechazi is not kadosh, right? There's no kedusha there. The shenemar vayigash gechazi ladafa va'omar Rav Yossi Rav Chanina she'achaza behod yafya. Right, when he ran, he was dochefota. He held her by the breast, right, like princess. Ki isha Elokim kadoshu over aleinu tamid. So Amar Yosef Chanina mishum Rav Elazar ben Yaakov,
From this pasuk we have a remes called Na'areach Talmid Chacham Toch Beisa Umenayu Umenachasav Malakasav Kilu Makriv Tamidim. That he's an Ish Elokim Avelenu Tamid. It's as if it's a Korban Tamid. More tefillah, like we had said. Amar B'Sei Bar Chanina, Mishum Rav Elazar ben Yaakov. Al Yomod Adam Makom Gavov Yispal. You shouldn't stand up on a tall place in David. El B'Makom Namuch Yispal. It should be in a lower place. Shneimar Mimam Hakim Karasich Hashem. Tani Nami Hachi. We have a breita that says Lo Yamod Adam Lo Agabe Kisav Lo Agabe Sharafar for Lo Makom Gavov Yispal Makom Namuch Yispal. And what's the reason? The Fishain Gavus Lifnei Hamakom. Ksiv Tefillah Ani Kiyatov. That you should be in a smaller place like an ani. Put it together like a malach, as it says, Ragalim Regal Yeshara. What does it mean not to eat before you daven for your blood? Right? You could some say, a person, if you eat and drink, and then after you daven, Allah v'akasav omer, the tochach of nani v'oti shlachta acharei gavecha in Malachim Aleph, right? That's gaiva, al tikrei gavecha, your body, ella ge'echa. Kach amar Kadosh Baruch Hu la'achar shenizgae, zeh used being osik in his own needs, ki be'alav malchut shamayim. I sent a piece from Rav Soloveitchik on the chat. Also, I'll send some nice marmakomos for the Mimam Hakim. Okay, we are up to the Mishnah. Oh no, actually we have to finish up this piece. Rabbi Yeshua says that the Sofs Man Kriyat Shema of Shacharis is shalosh shos. Amri v'uder Shmo halacha keshitas Rabbi Yeshua. We had said Kori mikan ve'elach lo ifsid. If after Zman Kriyat Shema you read, you did not ifsid, you get a schar ke person who's lo made Torah, because Kriyat Shema is Torah, right? So. Amar of Chizda Marvuko Vad Shalo Yomar the brach of Yotzer Or, because that's the brachos of Kriyat Shema, right? And you read Kriyat Shema Shelo Bezmana, there's no makom for the brachos. Meisvei, the Gemara has a kasha. Kori mikan ve'elech lo hivsid kadam shukar b'Torah v'mavarichu shtayim lefanav achal achareh. The opposite of Rav Chizda. The Gemara says Tiyufta, Rav Chizda Tiyufta, right? Or Ikadami Rav Chizda Amar Marokva my. What does it mean lo hivsid? Shlo hivsid brachos. Right? But you do make the bracha of Shtayim Lefanav v'Achaz Lachareh. Amar Rav Mani Godol HaKori Kriyat Shema Bo Nasa. Kriyat Shema, who reads it in this time, Yoter Miusik B'Torah. Mediktoni HaKor Mikan Ve'elech Lo Hivsid Ka'odem HaKori B'Torah. Mechlal, the implication is HaKori Bo Nasa is better than the person obviously Kori Shelo Bizmana. Only Kori B'Torah, because when a person reads Kriyat Shema Bizmana, he's Makayim that shall also Lima Torah and also Kriyat Shema.